Hello and welcome to the Bosh Kitchen. Today's recipe is a nice traditional sweet treat. Yes, today we are going to be making an apple pie with some pear as well. Now, obviously with a pie you need pastry, and quite frankly, making pastry is a bit of a faff. So what we're going to do is use this stuff. This is store-bought shortcrust pastry, and this is completely vegan and it's available at most big supermarkets. Now, that would make a really fat pie, so what we have to do is roll it out, and that's what we're going to do right now. Take some plain flour and dust down your clean work surface. Now, another great trick when you're making a pie and you're using pastry is to flour the rolling pin, because that way you prevent sticking. Now, this pastry needs to be around the same thickness of a pound coin. Right, so that's our pastry nice and rolled. Now what I'm going to do is use this rolling pin. I'm just going to fold the pastry over the rolling pin and set it to one side. Now, we've got two types of pie dish here. I'll show you them. This is a metal pie dish. As you can see, it's got holes in, and the reason why this has got holes in is to let the heat from the oven penetrate into the pie, making sure that it cooks all the way through. The best thing about this glass pie dish is that you can see underneath and see if the pie is indeed cooked all the way through, because sometimes pies end up with a soggy bottom, and nobody likes a soggy bottom. Right, so here is our pastry still on the rolling pin, and what we're going to do is just lay the pastry over the tin really loosely. Now manipulate the pastry into the dish. Don't put too much pressure on initially. You're just kind of letting it fall in. Just lift the pastry sides up and then gently touch your fingers into the corner of the pie dish to make sure that the pastry is all the way up to the corners. So that means you get a really nice shape on the bottom of your pie. So that's our pie tin lined with the pastry. And as you can see, there is 0 bubbles, which is really important because those bubbles have a nasty habit of popping and just ripping the bottom of the pie. So definitely make sure that all of those bubbles are out. Now use your scissors to gently, roughly cut around the edge of the pie tin. Right, so that is the base of our pie sorted. As you can see, it's rough around the edges, but that's fine because what we're going to do is make them neater when we've filled it and topped it. So I'm going to pop this now in the fridge for around about 15 minutes just so it chills. So now the base is chilling in the fridge, it's time to concentrate on our lid, which is where these wonderful scraps of pastry come into play. Take your shortcrust pastry and just squash it into a ball. So once the pastry has come together, it's time to roll it again to form our lid. So there we have it. This is our pastry and it's primed and ready to form a lid for our fantastic pie. And talking about pie, we now need to make our filling. Add some apples to a bowl. Now add some pears, cinnamon, caster sugar, plain flour, maple syrup, a pinch of salt, and the juice from 1 lemon. Fold all the filling ingredients around, making sure they're nicely mixed together. Right, that is our filling sorted. Look at how nice that looks. All that cinnamon smells good. Obviously, a bit of sugar in there. This pie is going to be delicious. Add your apple and pears into the pie tin. A good technique for filling the pie is to use a slotted spoon to get the apples and pears into the pie dish. That way, any juice that's in the bowl doesn't go into the pie tin, which will give you a soggy bottom. So that's the base of our pie, completely full. Perfect, it looks amazing. Now we have to whack the lid on. Lay the pastry over the pie. Now use your fingers to pinch the pastry to seal the edges. So our pastry is taking shape. Now what we have to do is make it really neat by chopping off the excess pastry from around the edges with a nice sharp knife. Now our pie is looking a lot more like a pie, but what we have to do is really seal those edges, and we're going to do that with a fork and a little bit of water. So that pie is looking really, really good, but now what we have to do is use that sharp knife again to pop 2 holes in the top to act as a little vent to let the steam from the apples and the pears release naturally from the pie. Now to finish the pie off and to give it a nice golden crust, we're going to brush it with some plant-based milk. Now that pie would be great as it is, but just to finish it off and to give it a real golden crown, we're going to sprinkle over some demerara sugar, which will melt in the oven and form a nice caramelized crispy crust. It will be absolutely delicious. So there is our pie. It is ready to go into the oven. We're going to pop it in the oven at 180 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes until it's nice and golden and crispy and delicious. Oh, now this is something that I am very pleased with. Look at how good that looks. Proper homemade, rustic type pie. Let's see how it looks inside. Oh, there we have it. Really nice golden pastry, big chunky lumps of lovely pear and apple. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful pie. And coupled with some nice vegan custard, this is a wonderful dessert, guaranteed to warm your cockles on a cold evening. A proper rusticy pie. That is so good. Really nice, crispy, golden pastry. Fantastically tender apple and pear with that nice cinnamon note running all the way through it. This is one of those pies that you're just going to make again and again and again. It's absolutely delicious. Right, I'm going to have to wrap this up now because I need to crack on and eat the rest of that pie. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you again next time.